Hi, my name is Dea Hovel. I think the most important recreational activity that contributes to my wellness and health is playing volleyball and going to the gym. I am someone who, one, needs a mental outlet as well as a physical outlet. The gym and volleyball really serve a way for me to get rid of all that extra internal energy. I do deal with anxiety and OCD, so my body and my mind are constantly going, and sometimes I don't have all of the outlets within a day to get that out. So going to the gym really does serve as a kind of clearing of my body and my energy. So that is really important to me, especially as I'm getting older. Sharing my journey, I grew up with my grandparents. My parents weren't really in my life growing up. So that really contributed to some of the helplessness and a lot of confusion that I felt growing up. After that, I would think that sports definitely taught me a lot about learned helplessness and self-determination for sure. Dealing with failure was a big one for me. I don't like losing, nor do I like not performing or not meeting an expectation that I believe that I can meet. I realized ultimately that is due to a lack of effort that I put in. And, when we think about sports, why am I not playing? Why am I not playing well? Why am I not getting along with others? It's at some point when you're younger, you do ask yourself a lot about these questions. But as you get older, you realize if I want to perform well, I got to put in work. If I want to stay off the bench, I need to put in work. If I want to have really good relationships and rapport, I have to ask questions. I have to be engaged. I have to put myself out there. So I learned a lot about learned helplessness, learning how to accept and endure unpleasant situations. Definitely now, as I'm getting older, I imagine just like any other of you, we're doing a lot of internships. We're being in positions that we don't necessarily, want to be in. We're doing experiences that we don't necessarily think that are fulfilling, but unfortunately they are required. So I think it's just about looking at the end goal. It's about finding that other half of everything. It does suck for X, Y, and Z, but what am I also learning from this? What am I also gaining from this? So it's always about finding a negative and positive in anything. And that sounds so cliche, but it's so easy to wake up and think, oh, I have to go to my internship today. But if you kind of switched around the statement and was like, oh, what am I going to learn in my internship today? I wonder, it sets you up for success, and it puts you in that frame of mind, like, I'm going to learn something new today. Also, controlling my attitude has really helped with learned helplessness. I think, for the longest time I thought, I'm never going to overcome these challenges. I don't have control over my life, and that is just not the reality of it, that you completely do have control over everything you do, and energy you put out really determines that. The two quotes that I decided to choose were from the reading by Mulby and Desire. They also learned that persons with disabilities need to be valued socially, build nurturing relationships, identify environmental barriers, and expect modifications of staff negativity, stereotypes, and lack of awareness. I think this is one of the biggest things that I've taken away from recreational therapy, is about how these communities that don't believe that they could go to dance classes or play basketball or, ice skate, as someone who wants to go into sports psychology, I'm going to deal with people that believe that they aren't able to do something, and it's about finding things outside of the box that allows them and accepts them to be who they are. And I think that's so important with recreational therapy. It's about finding a home for people that don't believe the typical sport is for them, and it's finding someone who's willing to make that change for you. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. Another one I found was, second, this section has added the belonging to a community is fundamental to humans, and that recreational communities are means of expressing the need to belong. I think sports are so underrated I think sports teach a lot to someone. It's also a way for someone to express themselves, and I think sports, community, recreational activities, I think that is just another community that we can add to ourselves, whether it be we started with school communities, growing up, family communities, art communities, all these different things. And I think sports is just one of that extra sections of our life where we can really build and find friendships in a community, in a home, in a safe space. And I don't think I would be the person today I am without sports. And, friends that I've met through leisure, play, art, music, dance classes. I just think you can find belonging anywhere. You got to look for it. But there's something so beautiful about being active or sharing a passion with someone that can really transcend a simple interaction into something so much bigger. So, yep, this was my creative choice. I really hope you enjoyed getting to know me. And yeah, thanks for watching.